everyone, Thomas here and welcome back to another video. So today we're back here for another speed build, and today we're going to go ahead and create this warm base game suburban mansion. So if you'd like to go ahead and download this for yourself, it is up on the gallery now. My origin ID is real Thomas TV1, and also this is a collab with BereSims, as you can probably see from the title. So if you don't know who BereSims is, she does some amazing Sims 4 speed build videos over on her channel, and I actually came across her channel probably like a few months ago, I want to say, maybe a little bit more than that actually, and I just was absolutely blown away by her builds. I was like, okay, I definitely have to collab with her, so that's what we're doing today. So if you haven't seen part 1 that's over on her channel, make sure you go ahead and check that out. And she went ahead and built the exterior of this amazing build, and it is just a base game build, as I said at the beginning, which I don't do that often, but I really do love doing them though, because I know, like, especially with my builds at least, and I feel like some builders say the same thing, but we do have a tendency when you have a lot of packs to kind of just not really think about what you're using, and then you kind of, you know, upload things to the gallery, and a lot of people won't have all those packs that the build uses, but they really want to use the build. So doing base game builds are just really kind of more useful, I think, sometimes for people who want to download things that may not have all the packs. So that's what we're doing here today. So also as well, I didn't mention, but there will be a link in the description to the online gallery of this build if it's an easier way for you to download things through there. And yes, so if you don't know who I am and you haven't seen one of my videos before, my name is Thomas and my channel here is called Thomas TV, where I make a range of different Sims 4 speed build videos mainly. So on Sundays I do mansion builds, and this is another mansion build on a Friday, so this is kind of like a bonus week of mansions. And then I also upload on Wednesdays and Fridays, so I kind of just do any type of speed build really. I don't really have, like, you know, set days for certain things. It's just the Sundays are always like big homes and stuff. But yeah, so if you do like mansions and things, then consider subscribing, because I do a lot of those. But I do a lot of those. And yeah, so we're just working on the kitchen here. As you can see, we've already done a little bit of the build. I've been rambling so much we haven't even started talking about the build yet. But we're just kind of going for, well, first of all, this was going to be like a rustic sort of theme, and then we kind of thought about maybe changing it a little bit to like a suburban theme, because there isn't really a lot of stuff in this kind of like base game collection of items that really fit like a rustic theme. And even before that, we kind of thought about doing like a craftsman style build, and even with that, there isn't really any craftsman stuff. So we kind of just decided to go with like more of a sort of like warm and cozy suburban type of home. So that's what we're doing here. And yeah, so also as well, quick tip, I've mentioned this before, but if you're doing base game builds, a really helpful thing to do is actually disable all the packs. Now that doesn't involve uninstalling them, but just like, you know, there's this thing that James, the Sim Supply, has on his website, and basically just go into the command line arguments, it's called, which is basically just in the properties of the game on Origin, and you just type in this command, and basically it'll just kind of disable all the packs, which makes it really easy when you're doing base game builds, because a lot of the time what I've done in the past, if I've done that and not disabled the packs, I'm seeing all these, you know, really nice items from other packs that I really want to use, but then I can't use them, so it's just like all that temptation there. So disabling the packs just takes away all that temptation and just kind of lets you focus a little bit more on what you actually can use. Now, I have done quite a few base game builds before, but one of the things that I notice all the time that I have trouble with is with like the paintings and pictures and stuff, because there just isn't really a lot of them. So I always end up finding myself using the same ones over and over again in these limited pack builds and base game ones. So I really hope that well, I know I do get a lot of base game updates, but hopefully in the next one, or whenever that is, we do get some more kind of pictures and things like that, because we just have a very limited collection, and there's like, you know, some good ones, and then the rest of them are like super expensive, so it isn't really that great for a lot of builds. In this build, I did use quite a few of the expensive ones because it kind of just fit nicely with some of the themes, like especially this type of bedroom here, which is the master bedroom. It kind of is more luxurious and glamorous, I would say, so those more expensive paintings kind of fit nicely in this type of room, but you know, in some areas it doesn't, so hopefully that gets updated at some point. So I didn't mention the bedroom and bathroom number, so there is actually 3 bedrooms and 5 bathrooms in this build. There ended up being a lot more bathrooms to bedrooms. I normally do, like, if there's going to be like a certain amount of bedrooms, I normally do that amount of bathrooms plus or minus 1, but we've kind of got an extra bathroom in this build today, so this may be a little bit unnecessary, but I kind of didn't plan for that. It kind of just ended up happening after I finished the build. I was counting the number of bedrooms and bathrooms to put on the gallery, and I was like, oh, I think I've done one too many here, but you know, there's nothing wrong with an extra bathroom. And yes, so we're just going around now working on this sort of like little hallway area. I don't even know what this type of room is. It's basically like the hallway of the main entrance at the house, but it's at the back, so that's what we're working on there. You can see how I was making like a collage of different paintings and stuff, just out of the ones that were having game. I did that a few times during this build actually, and I don't normally do that. I've actually seen recently a few people do it, and I thought it was a really interesting idea because, you know, kind of using the same painting over and over again, but kind of choosing a couple of them and putting them together like I just did there. It makes kind of like an interesting pattern, and not having them all with the same sort of frame colour, and all having different ones. It kind of looks a bit interesting, so that's what I did at some, like, but you know, just particular areas during the build. And this is also a secondary living room here, which maybe is a little bit excessive, but with bigger homes I do tend to do like 2 living rooms or something. So that's what we're doing here. So was this the one that we worked on at the very start of this video, and that was kind of just this smaller one. Sometimes what I do is I'll make like a very formal one and a very informal one, so more like a reception room where kind of guests go, and then there's kind of like the family room with like just more relaxing space. So this one is what I would maybe class as the family room, because as you can see, the sofas there look a little bit more comfortable. But the annoying thing about those sofas is that they do look really comfortable, but the only thing is that they only have that particular colour swatch in the 3 tile wide sofas. Does that make sense? Because mostly all the kind of sofas in the game have like a 3 tile one, a 2 tile one, and then like an armchair set as well. So this particular one doesn't have that, and the armchair that closely kind of matches that particular style, it doesn't have the right colour swatches, so it's really frustrating because those sofas are really nice, but I don't really use them that often because of that. Because when you have like all the same 3 tile sofas in that area there, it looks a little bit too much. Because if you would have saw in the first living room we worked on, I kind of did like the 3 tile one, also the armchair, and it kind of just fit a little bit better, I thought. So if we could update that, that would be great as well. And yeah, so we're just working, kind of just putting some random activities and stuff in here. This room was actually fairly large, so I was kind of considering maybe breaking it up into another sort of room, but I was like, what would I do really? Because like it would only be a very small room. So I just kind of kept it open in here, and I added another bar area, which is kind of a little bit excessive looking at it right now, because if you look through the archway, there is another bar, so maybe that's a little bit too much, but you know what, let's just pretend we didn't see that. And yeah, so we're just going around now doing a few more kind of paintings and stuff. You know, I was just getting really frustrated by the end of it because I was just using the same ones over and over again. I was like, Thomas, try and use something different, but there really wasn't anything else I could use. So you will see, you know, some paintings that are kind of the same during this build, but if you download this and you have a few more packs, then maybe you could kind of change out one for, you know, something else from another pack if you want to do that. So right now we're just working on the upstairs hallway area. Now normally I don't go ahead and include those in the speed build footage because they're all kind of not really that much of an exciting room, I suppose, and I don't really do that many kind of interesting things when decorating it, to be honest, those type of rooms. So normally I do just take them out, but since this build is only the interior on my part, I thought that we might as well go and include it because you don't always get to see it, and this build is going to be on a little bit of a shorter side, so I suppose it was a good opportunity to include it. And normally what I also do in my build is maybe only show one of the bathrooms, because normally for kind of any build that I'm working on, I'll do kind of the same themed bathrooms throughout that house, because that's something that I see a lot in real life, and even with my house as well, all the bathrooms kind of have the same furniture and kind of painted coloured walls and stuff. So that's kind of what I do with the Sims houses as well. And yes, so we're just working on another bedroom here. This one, I don't know if I mentioned, but there's kind of 2 upstairs, and they're both kind of the same because they both have, you know, a fireplace and an ensuite bathroom. So I don't really know which one would be the master bedroom because they're both like equally as good as each other. So I'll leave that up to you to decide. And then the 3rd bedroom is actually downstairs, which we'll be working on later. And yeah, so another thing about those bedrooms that we're just working on, I actually forgot to add dressers into both of them. I don't know how on earth I managed to do that, but I did go ahead and add it back at the end once I'd finished recording. So if you download it off the gallery, they will have the dressers there, but you won't see it in the speed build footage as I did afterwards when I was kind of finished with the build and I was going through taking the screenshots, and I noticed that, oh, okay, one of the bedrooms doesn't have a dresser, I'll go ahead and add that back in. Then I went to the second one, that also doesn't have a dresser in, so I don't know how on earth I managed to do that, but oh well. So this room right here is the study, as you can see. Now this is actually on the outhouse of the build, I guess I could call it, this little building at the front. Now I do actually do that sometimes with builds. It's like if it's like a guest house or something, I might actually change that into the study, because I know in real life some people kind of make like a little modern sort of looking shed in their builds, sorry, in their like backyard and stuff, and they kind of change it into like a workspace and stuff. So that's what I've been doing sometimes with Sims builds, is do that as well. So the study is there, but there are kind of other PCs and kind of computer desks and stuff around the build. So for example, in the hallway area working on before, that has one, and also the master bedroom, like the the creamy coloured one, like the neutrally coloured one, not the green one, has a desk in it as well. And yeah, so we're now just working on the last bedroom here, which is the third bedroom downstairs, and I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap this voiceover up here because we're about to head on the screenshots in just a second. I really hope you enjoyed today's speed build. In the comment section down below, let me know about what you thought of this build. If you have any more suggestions for builds or anything else that you want to see on the channel next, that'd be really helpful to hear. Make sure you head over to BereSims' channel to go ahead and check out the exterior building of this particular build here, and make sure you go ahead and subscribe to her channel as well because she does some amazing Sims 4 speed builds. And if this was your first video you're seeing of mine today, then welcome. You can also go ahead and download this build from the gallery. My origin ID is RealThomasTV1, or go ahead and download the exterior from BereSims' gallery, and her origin ID is BereSims20, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!